eventually it got to a point where you said yes, and then you try to back out last second, which you did. And then I just confronted you. I was just like, yo, listen, like, I'm a man of my time. I take my time seriously. I respect your time as well. And I'm like, and we set a date to go on this date. And I'm like, I would have appreciated you telling me, let me finish. I would have appreciated you telling me that you were not interested in going on this date.
Wait, no.
All right, guys, the following conversation happened on October 22nd between my girl and I, Maria. Look, the show's in a good place right now. It's in a great state. So I thought I'd try something new, try to do these little preface intros, let me know what you think. But when I started the show, I basically wanted to start like a little community of like just sharing like my ideas, my thoughts, my conversations with the people that I hold most dear. And my relationship was very fresh when I started this podcast. And basically we're over at 100 episodes now. It's been over a year now, and I've gotten so much support, so much love from people. I really do feel like this is a little community. So I thought, let me just share a little more of myself, a little something that basically makes a part of me or has been making a part of me. And in today's day, in today's dating culture, we're so, at least in New York, we're so diversified, but then we're all kind of in the same like relationship fatigue or relationship. But what I really want people to take from this conversation was basically, I guess, how we interact with each other, how we speak to each other, a lot of respect there. Also, the fact that she's a very motivating person. And I think a lot of guys nowadays don't really know what to look for, like what kind of traits to really look for in a girl besides the whole physicality part. And this girl is just a very strong, not only is she strong emotionally, but she really defines manifestation. A lot of people talk about doing things and they forget about actually putting their actions behind their words. And this is one of those people that actually was able to visualize and act accordingly. And through the whole manifestation, she was able to literally grow up in Russia, a place where you're very, very controlled. You're very, your speech is limited. Your money is limited. You don't really have control over these things. You're in poverty almost. You don't really make a lot of money. So you really need to save up for yourself. And my girl really brought herself from Russia to the United States, to New York on her own. She basically made it on her own. She saved up and she did it herself. The whole story is there. And not just that conversation, but, also how she started on TikTok, how she started her OnlyFans, why she started it, how she was so shy when she first started, which was like a year ago, and what she's learned along the way. And I think that she's got a very great insight on how an entrepreneur adapts to certain situations or challenges and how she overcomes them. So, those are traits that I really admire in her and I really respect in her. And I like you guys. And I like to share that with you guys. I think we had a great fucking episode. We've got a great run so far. The last 2 episodes slammed, bombing episodes. And we're going to do the part 2 of the last episode, which is DJ Swag gets caught by the Special Narcotics Unit or the DEA or some shit like that. We're going to do his part 2. We're just looking for a day so we can do the interview and we can nail it out to you guys ASAP. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And enjoy the show. All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of Geezus, your host, George Mora. And today I'm accompanied by a special guest, a lovely guest, a Russian guest, aka not KGB, not working for Putin, all right, but coming from Putin's hometown. We've got my baby girl, my love, Mariushka.
Baby,
no, I'm not gonna say your last name. Okay. Your last name's too hard. Okay. I'm gonna fuck up your last name.
I was like, is he gonna get it or no?
No, I know it. I know it.
No, yeah.
I don't want to. No, I do know it.
You know it?
No. Yeah. No.
Yes or no?
I know it. I'm not an asshole.
Okay, when is my birthday?
Dude, why you gotta hit me with these pop quizzes last?
Because you... Okay, tell me.
See, now I'm just nervous.
Because you made me nervous at first, so now I want to make you be on the same page with me.
I told her the podcast is really interrogation on her.
So it's gonna be interrogation.
She just turned it around on me.
That is my birthday. Wait, you have one chance now, not 3 times.
No, I know it. I know it.
Okay, so
I know it. No, I know. I'm not gonna say it out loud. You don't want the internet knowing your birthday. You crazy?
Babe, everybody knows on the internet my birthday. It's on Facebook, dummy.
All right. Well, you're a Gemini, so it doesn't matter.
I know you say it
All
on
right.
purpose. You don't know how to lie.
No, I know it doesn't.
Okay, so say the
I just said it. You heard me.
No.
I can't. I don't want to say it in front of the internet.
Bro,
No, but
you
I know
forgot
it.
again?
No, I know your birthday, bro.
No, you-
Yes, I
that's
do.
crazy. We just talked about it yesterday.
It's May, and I'm not gonna say it the other day.
Of course, you know it's in May because it's like.
All right, I'll tell you the numbers. It's not. How about that?
Because first 5 times you say the numbers that are not.
7, 11, 13. So I know. I know, guys. I know. All right, fine. Your birthday's May 12th. All right, I got
Okay,
it.
okay.
I know it. All right, you happy now? You gonna violate me for this shit?
100 points to Gryffindor.
That was adorable. All right, baby girl. Thank you for coming on the podcast. This was a dope ass intro. Yeah, no, look, I've wanted to have you on the podcast for a while now, for a long time now. And you know, I don't know. You have any questions for me? You want to interrogate shit out of me? Why I haven't had you on the podcast? I haven't had you just because like I wanted to make sure that I'm committed to this, you know, not just to our relationship, but like to like the podcast and doing this whole like, I don't know, like making something consistent. And I want you to come to like a platform where there's people that I've built like a surrounding around.
I honestly
And-
didn't even like think a bad way of it that you don't invite me on a podcast or anything like that, because I think it should come from your heart. If you want to do it, you'll do it, and I guess maybe this is the right time.
It's so funny how as you said that, the sun just started beaming on you like fucking. All right. So, yo, let's I guess let's talk about our relationship. Maybe a lot of people want to hear about our relationship.
Okay.
Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe we're like goofy or not goofy. I don't know, but I do want to get into the fact that you come from Russia, right?
Mhm.
And you were born and raised in Russia,
Yep.
and you left when you were like 19.
23.
Oh, 23.
Yeah, I came here when I was 23.
But you've been here when you were.
Yeah, I've been
19
here
years old.
before when I was 19, and
Okay.
then I got back there.
Fuck, I thought I was so. I was so scared.
No, yeah, because
No,
I
no,
spent
no.
another 4 years in Russia, and then I came back again.
And then you came back again.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I find that like so like that's honestly one of the things that I really really like about you. That like you're very adventurous. You know, you like to explore. But everybody says that shit nowadays. Everybody says that shit, right? But you're the one who actually has the balls to sit here and like essentially, you know, go away from your family, go away from your friends to come to a country that you barely know, learn the language in the first place, and then settle yourself here, right?
Yeah, it's
Like
hard.
that's fucking tough, babe. That's crazy. A lot of
Mhm.
people say they're gonna do that shit, but they never do that shit. And you did that shit at 23 years old. And honestly, I really like that about you.
I didn't even. I mean, should I get into it or should?
Yeah, talk about whatever you want. Talk your shit.
I mean, it wasn't even hard. I don't know. Like for me, it wasn't hard. Like the way you say it to me, I'm like, okay, is it really hard like that? Like it's for me, it was easy because I just really wanted to do that, and I had this passion in me, and it was like, okay, this is my goal, and I'm just gonna get it. And
How long did you know that you want to come here?
So maybe when I was like 12 years old for the first time, like, you know, when they show all these Hollywood movies and everybody like is obsessed with American culture. I mean, this is how it is in Russia.
Mhm.
So
So
I
what
was-
movie, like Netflix or like movies?
No,
on
we
Netflix?
didn't have Netflix.
We didn't have Netflix.
Something, I don't know, like Beverly Hills, like all those are Charmed and everything. Like
Oh, Charmed.
yes.
You were into Charmed.
Yeah, I was watching it, yeah, all the time when I had time, and you just see all this like Halloween parties and stuff like that. We don't have it, so like this culture is just like something like a dream. We have this phrase, American dream. You were checking if it's working. So, and I just wanted to go and see how it works, and then later on, I found out that there is like a program that you can use when you're in college and just
Mhm.
come travel here. work for like 3 months, and then you're able to like travel another month for the money that you just earn.
So let me just stop you real quick.
Yeah.
All right, because you're talking a
Too
lot.
fast.
Oh, no, it's great, it's great. But like, so when you were 12, you were watching a lot of movies, right? But you only knew Russian at that point, right?
No, I was studying English, but just because everybody has to pick a language to study, and the only language was available is English.
Is English?
So I was doing it in school, but in school it was really, really bad. So my parents
At what
also.
age?
When do we start English in school? Maybe like 8.
Because here they give you what they call like ESL classes. Or well, ESL, I guess, is English is a second language. So like, if you were to come here in high school, you would have an ESL class. But they did like teach you a second language essentially in classes, and they were like Spanish. But nobody really took that shit seriously. The only reason why I knew Spanish was not because of those classes. It was because my mother spoke Spanish to me.
Oh, okay.
Right, like that's the I didn't pay attention or really care about the Spanish classes. I don't think they really taught me a lot, honestly. They taught me like basic things that I already knew. Maybe they taught other people, but so at like around 9 years old, you started learning English.
So I think in school they started from like the first grade, but it's such a basic and it's so stupid, and literally the teacher doesn't really know themselves what they're talking about. They've never been abroad, like they only learned it from the books from somebody else who never been abroad and stuff like that. So like they speak English with an accent, and they just do basics what is in the books. And all you learn is basically like, oh, London is the capital of Great Britain all the time.
So you went from like 9 years old, right? And then your parents put you in like a more specialized school for English?
So yeah, there was like special teacher, and she like used to travel a lot, and she really like knew English, and she also like put a lot of effort into like slang words and stuff like that. And I would go there like 3 times a week for an hour and a half and learn more. And it was more personal because we had like small groups, maybe like 7-8 people, not like in school. And she would put more effort into it.
And that was out of pocket that they paid for?
Yeah, out of a pocket.
Okay. And then you from that helped you. What age were you at that point?
I think in school I started at like 8, and then maybe the same year my parents sent me there. But like honestly, after like going there for a year for these personal classes, I already was like way ahead of all the kids in school, and literally every time I would come to like English class, I would just sit there like, oh my god, why are you all so stupid? Like literally, and it's not their fault. It's just the way teacher teaches you, you know. And they always like give me tasks that were like so easy for me to like crack. And I don't know, it's just like at some point in school they even stopped like asking me or anything because they knew I know, and I didn't even have to pass any tests or anything. Like I would automatically get grades for English.
And then at that point you just kept learning, and
I just kept learning because I really liked it.
Yeah,
it was like I was really interested.
Well, who did you
in
talk
it.
to?
Honestly, nobody.
You just kept learning?
I just kept learning it the way it was, yeah.
And then eventually you hit 19 years old. You got to study abroad.
So yeah, and when in college also, the funniest part was that the first semester when I started in college, I had to, for some like personal reasons, not be in school, and I was doing everything online. And when you go there...
But for the most part, you were like a book nerd. Like you were really like... just a fucking...
I was just very responsible, and I was always doing like all this homework, and like instead of hanging out or like having fun after school with everybody, I would just rather go home and do my shit. I don't know, it's just because my mom raised me this way, and I felt like this is the right. Also my dad is a cop, so like, you know, he was overprotective.
Would you say you felt like the outcast? Were you like introverted? Did you feel like an
outcast?
Hell
yeah.
Hell yes?
Yeah. Like I thought that I was like not a loser, but like a person who doesn't really know what's going on in like all this drama, school shit, you know, like everybody's now like, oh, you know what happened there? And I'm like, what? Like I didn't even care, honestly, at this point, because I knew like these people are not going to be in my life. This is not going to be my life at some point.
So at 12, you started dreaming about coming to America.
Yes.
And then you just started basically, you know, learning.
Dreaming about that. And then I saw this program that calls Work and Travel. And I saw it, and it was like $1,200 for us. It was like insane amount of money. Like I would never ever imagine my parents paying this amount of money for me to go somewhere. So I was like, this is impossible for me to like even dream of this. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's never gonna happen.
But then at what age did you start working?
Like 14.
14? So
Yeah,
from 14
for like
to like
summer.
18, 19, you were saving up mad money. learning
I
English?
wasn't working every summer. I was working like maybe 1 or 2 summers, like as a waiter. So I was saving money there. And then when I got in college, I was getting, how do you call it, scholarship?
Scholarship money.
Yeah, scholarship
Yeah.
money. So I would use it to like pay for my transportation to another city because my college was in another city, and then save everything else instead of like spending it. So I was able to save that money. And then, you know, sometimes when like you have a birthday or like a Christmas or whatever,
Your parents.
and yeah, so like your grandmas and like your parents, they give you money for like, oh, I mean, usually they give you presents, but I was like, oh, I'd rather have like money, right? So like they give you money, and instead of spending it, I would also save it. So like that, I saved $1,000, and then eventually when I
Wait, how
want
much?
to $1,000.
Oh, just 1,000.
Yeah.
I think it said 70,000.
Oh,
Like, what?
hell no. this is impossible. No, $1,000. And then eventually in college, what I was telling you before, because I was taking the things online for the first few months, I didn't have to I didn't get a chance to pass a test for what kind of English group I would go to. So there was like advanced level, like medium level, and like the level for stupidest people. So since I didn't have a chance to do the test, they just put me in the group for stupidest as people. And I was so upset because I was like, again, like I have to deal with the people who don't fucking know a single word. It was so upset. But then I was like, okay, I want to do the work and travel program. And I wanted to do it after my second year in college, but my dad was against it. He was like, nah, you're not going to America.
Why was your dad
Nothing like
against
that.
you coming to America?
First of all, as I said before, he was a cop, so he was overprotective. He didn't let me like go to anywhere like past like, I don't know, 11, 12 p.m. and stuff like that. I always had to like call, and like, you know, there's a bunch of things were going on. And in general, he was like, why, like, is this America? Like, you know, there is a lot of like people in Russia who are
so
stubborn.
Russian
Yeah,
just like,
he's so stubborn that he was like, America, like, fuck that.
fucking
like,
Americans.
yeah, fuck Americans and stuff like that. You're not
Stay
gonna
here and
go.
drink vodka
not like that, but type of.
with Papa.
Baby, you're so lucky he doesn't know English that well.
I love you, Dad.
Too late. You have to cut the first part off.
Privet. All right, but
So yeah, so he was against, and I didn't have a chance to go after the second.
so all right, so now mindset, right? Now your mindset is like, yo, like, listen, you're learning the language, you saved up money, right? You even told me before that you took photography, you started building clients through photography.
Yeah, I was also doing that, like
Another
a side hustle.
So like you were really saving up money.
Yeah.
You really didn't spend a fucking dime. You didn't really go out with your friends. If you even have any friends.
I mean, I had like school, college friends, but it was.
But most of your cousins were like your friends, your real friends, your close.
Yeah, I was communicating with her a lot, and but we lived in a different city. So she lived in the city where I was going to college to, and I would literally just go there to college and then go back.
And then your dream was just to like envision, like, yo, I want to go.
I really wanted to go. Yeah, I really wanted to go there. But also the point is that I needed to get a permission from my parents. I needed to get a permission from the college because also they have to sign the papers that they let you go and stuff like that. I mean, it was a lot of things to do.
So you really did know this since you were like 12.
Like since I 12, I had this dream, but in a fact that I want to do it, I knew as soon as I got into college, because this program only works for college students. You have to be over 18.
That's what real manifesting is today in today's day, because today we just kind of throw that word out like it just means shit, like, oh, we're just gonna think about it and it's gonna happen. Yeah. But no, like you manifested it because you dreamt about it first, so you envisioned it, right? Then you started. There's this whole 10-year gap that people don't even think about, where it's like you had to save every penny. Because you didn't come from a rich family that had money. You had to literally go from city to city. You had to save your money, go from city to city, right? With your savings, and then get permission to get, and then you have to look for these abroad classes, these specialty classes, get these scholarships so you could save more money to end up finally coming over here to America.
Yeah.
Like all that hard work in between, starting from your vision, and then it actually happening, and now you're here today, like in my fucking Geezusshow podcast.
Right.
You know, like that's manifestation. Like that's real manifestation.
Talking English like never before.
What?
Speaking English like never before.
Yeah, you know, even speaking English, like that's Like that's what I like about you, babe. You know, that's what I really respect. I have so much respect for you, and I think that people need to know that story about you because that's your biggest strength. Because a lot of people dream of doing the things you do, but they never actually do it because they
just
can't
think
complete
that
the
they
steps.
can, they
Yeah,
just don't believe in themselves that much.
exactly. Well, it's not even that they don't believe. They may believe. You know, a lot of people might have a lot of belief, but belief can be so ignorant in a fact where you're only believing and you're not actually
You're not doing anything.
doing things to
That
actually
makes
get
sense.
there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So yeah, that's I guess the story that I want to with you. But all right, let's get into like I guess and onto your hustle nowadays, right? Because now you're doing TikTok, you're trying to create your own brand. You live in an apartment with your best friend.
Yep.
Right? You came here, you basically settled. You're working out a lot. You know, I know you're into photography. You know, you're doing your other side hustle, OnlyFans. If you want to talk about that too,
Follow me.
and your experience on OnlyFans and TikTok and all that. Basically, you know, you're jumping into social media. You know, talk to me more about that. Like, where did your social media start?
So, besides working in a restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
I do the TikTok, but I mean, it's really hard. And like all these TikTok rules and stuff that you have to, follow.
Mind you, sorry, babe. Just sorry to interrupt you, but like she's also got 174,000 followers on TikTok.
Yes.
In what, less than 3 months?
I think in like half a year. I started in January and we got 170 by the time we went to Las Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like 5 months.
Exactly. And that accumulated to about like $800 as like
$800 as
hustle.
money, yeah. But then eventually it turned out that TikTok banned some of our videos, and eventually we got banned in general
for sexual adult nudity, right?
Yeah.
Which you weren't
for no reason.
You weren't actually doing any of that. You just kept like maybe...
sometimes just TikTok thinks that your shorts are too short. And they ban you, and after like 2-3 times banning you, they're like, okay, you know what, now we're gonna ban.
But your page is more like pranks and like comedy, right?
And it was pranks, comedy. It was a lot of like best friend shit and stuff like that, like trends we were doing. And then eventually me and my best friend, we decided to create another TikTok page, time wise, while that page is recovering, because we got banned from monetization. We don't get paid on that page, so why would we post any videos?
Monetization, which is basically you don't get paid. You got banned from getting paid from views, right? So you started a new account.
We started a new account, and now we have like 31,000 followers. Oh wow.
Yeah. I thought you were like 28.
I mean, yeah, it grows, but it also like it's really weird because now it grows only when we post a certain video of me like pranking Alana, throwing something in her mouth while she sleeps and stuff like that.
How did it feel the first time you did it compared to where you're at now?
Honestly, I'm way so more experienced. I know how to not make videos that TikTok is gonna ban. Unless, TikTok creates something new that I don't know about. I know like how to make people watch it, how to like tweak a little bit to like share the video so it gets popped when pushed, and like the fact that you also should be going live and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a lot of things. I cannot say I'm an expert and I know everything, but I know way more than I used to.
Than you knew like a year ago, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what were your struggles with maybe even starting it a year ago? Like, were you scared to put yourself out there? Were you like shy?
I was so shy. Like the first time I was making videos, I remember like I just put my camera on a tripod and I was there and I was like, okay, I need to make a ton of makeup. I need to like put my hair right. I need to speak. I was like, I doing everything myself. I was just even looking awkward on a camera, I guess.
I even remember you were a little bit nervous about like your accent.
Oh my God, yes. And I don't know, I was just nervous in general because I never threw myself out there, because even my Instagram, I would post like pictures and stuff like that, but I would never like talk with people on a camera, like on a stories, for example, like how famous influencers do.
Yeah.
When they like through the day, they like talk shit. And I would never do that because I was like, who the fuck is going to listen to me? Like, what am I going to say? And stuff like that. Yeah. But then I don't know. I think TikTok helps you to feel more creative, and you just forget about the fact that maybe you're not good at something. You just try it. And if it goes, it goes. If not, you try something else.
That's what I like that. That's what a real entrepreneur does, ladies and gentlemen. They pivot, they adapt. to challenging situations.
Yeah.
When TikTok told you, hey, listen, adult sexual nudity, you guys kept trying to change the content a little bit. Then you got hit again with another strike, and then again with like a bunch of multiple strikes. Then the account was like, you can't. We're not paying you anymore for this. Fuck this account. Then you guys were like, all right, fuck you, TikTok. We're gonna make a new account, and we're gonna get paid on that motherfucker. And how much are you at now with 30,000?
With 30,000, I think 250.
250. That's good, babe. That's great. And that was only made 2-3 months ago.
The account was made a long time ago by Alana, but we started posting videos, I think, at the end
took it seriously,
seriously, I think at the end of July or at the beginning of the August, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like 3 months.
3 months.
But the monetization, you only available to do it after you get 10K.
Yeah.
So the monetization started on 20th of September. And today is 27th of October. So 250 we got for a month and a week.
Great.
Because the money only gets from 10K.
That's crazy. And now let's talk about your OnlyFans. I'm sure all your fans want to know about.
Yeah. So like, why at first place we created OnlyFans? Because it's kind of like an easy way to make some money. And
how do you feel about the stigma surrounding OnlyFans?
I don't care.
You don't give a fuck about it?
I don't give a fuck.
Like
yesterday,
if it pays me, it makes sense.
Like,
if it makes sense, it makes money.
Bro, like yesterday we were watching this podcast when Logan and Mike were talking about the fact that like these girls like are worried about the fact that they have an OnlyFans and then nobody's gonna like marry them or like their respect.
About porn stars.
Yeah, the porn stars, like the girls with OnlyFans. George also mentioned stuff like that. But then Mike said like they still gonna get married, they still gonna live their life. Like, you know what? Everybody does shit, and I don't care. Like every single girl has an OnlyFans right now, and it's not like I'm throwing my pussy out there. Actually, my OnlyFans is very conservative. But yeah, like what's wrong with it? I don't get it. Like I don't understand. If there would be like, if you, for example, at the point when we're already dating, and then I come up to you and be like, okay, I want to do OnlyFans, and you're against it, we talk about it. And if you're still against it, okay, I'm not gonna do it just out of respect to you. But like if you are fine with that, and I'm fine with that, and I don't care what like other people are gonna say, sitting on the couch and not doing anything with their lives, so then why not?
Yeah, no, because I don't know, like I think I told you pretty well on that I was okay if you did. I actually think I pushed you towards
you were like, babe, do the OnlyFans, they make money there. We're gonna go on vacation.
And like I said, it's because I really do see an entrepreneurial mindset in you, because like I said, you are able to adapt, you are able to manifest, and you are able to put the hard work in. Not only did you just start by being shy behind a camera, but another thing that I think you've realized that's hard is the scheduling, right? The logistics, which is showing up and pressing the record button and trying to come up with concepts and trying to understand how to hook people into the video, how to get them to watch and stay longer, right? We're still learning that. We're not experts. By no means are we experts. We're still in the beginning of it. But you do very well. And as a girl, you've seen very big gains, I think, a lot faster than I have. But I think right now we can both admit that like TikTok is just anybody can fucking start it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Literally anybody. Like, I don't know if I don't think I've spoken about my new TikTok.
You have like 150,000 already, right?
Yeah, I just hit 150,000, which is insane. And
That's crazy.
And it was for something that I never even imagined that would get me to 150,000.
Right? Like
right?
You just hopped on a trend, right?
I just hopped on a trend and I just understood the algorithm goes based off trends. So remember, I kept posting random videos. I try not to overthink it. I just posted and I try to let my personality shine through. And my personality didn't really shine through. What shined through was the fact that I hopped on one trend that was silly. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And now we're doing it. And
but that's not true. Why are you saying your personality didn't shine through? Remember how your previous TikTok got deleted and the people who were following you there just found you somehow magically on like another page, and they were like, bro.
Yeah, I think it's because
that's you.
I went live. I went live on them. We both went live together. And I think the live, we both started doing the live thing a lot because of Twitch promoting Aiden Ross a lot. So we really got into like, we're always trying to, I feel like I'm always trying to look for the new trends. And then at the end of the day, I kind of talk to you about it. And then I'm like, all right, let's try to figure out how we can like both together have fun with these like trends and shit. Cause at the end of the day, that's what I think the social media thing, like like look for those trends and have fun with it in your own way. Don't try to copy it completely. Just try to have fun with it. And
but our lives were so fun too.
What?
Like our lives, they were so fun.
Yeah, no,
too.
our lives were mad fun, and we got banned off
because you grabbed my ass,
my
and TikTok was like, "Wait, this is the same ass we just banned on another account. Let's ban this one too."
That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. We've covered the stigma behind OnlyFans. You don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
As long as it makes sense, it
As
makes
long
money.
as long as it makes money, it doesn't really make money though.
that,
Honestly, like
what, the OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Well, not yet, because you that's still very new to you. You started the OnlyFans a while ago because your TikTok started blowing up, and I told you to do that because I was like, let's see how many of those followers on TikTok are willing to follow you to OnlyFans, and it was a few. But also, let's be honest, like you need to run your OnlyFans the way you were running your TikTok.
We do that.
Well, now, but
now
you weren't doing it before.
Yeah, for the past
and it's like
months.
now you're making those beginner mistakes that you're learning from in order to grow it.
Yeah.
Which in beforehand you just kind of had it just to have it and just to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that's where it all lies in. You know, a slow start, and then you start implementing new strategies towards how you're gonna get more viewers or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now for OnlyFans, from what I've heard and from what you're seeing, is that shout outs is pretty much the way to go, right?
Yeah, but like we tried recently doing one, and we paid one girl for a shout out. She has like 38,000 or whatever, but nobody followed, and it's really weird. Like Alana just texted me this morning. She was like, we have 0 new followers. And sometimes like when we just go live on a TikTok and we talk about ourselves, and we also like say a few words about our OnlyFans, we have more followers than from like any other promotion.
And you guys got a Twitch affiliated as well, right?
We did not actually. We just realized that Twitch just deletes your videos during the time, like it's just there for a month, and then it just
so after a month
removed.
it deletes your videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So it doesn't keep it there. I didn't even know that. So, and we were good on a Twitch, but then like there were a lot of hate that people were just like hating, being like, oh, like you showing your workouts, because we were Twitch from the gym, and obviously to get more views, we would put like those sus ass angles from like the back. From like behind and shit, but like I would stay behind the camera and comment it and be like, you know, do this much squats with this much weight and stuff like that. But anyway, so then there was a lot of hate, and we just didn't like doing it because we didn't like the energy. We don't like the energy when people just go there and start hating you, like, oh, you showing your ass. It's like you working out, yeah, and you sitting on the couch and you do nothing.
watching us
probably jerking off and still shitting on the comments. You know what I mean? And then people got to the point that they were like, oh, we gotta start like banning them. Not banning. You can
spamming or reporting?
Report, yes, you can report on a Twitch, and then they all were like, oh, let's all report them so they can get banned, and we were like, fuck that. Yeah, like we just stopped doing Twitch.
God,
it was too much work, honestly, because when you go to the gym, you just want to work out, do your shit, be in your own mind, you know, and like with a Twitch you have to talk a lot, and after you doing exercises you don't have a breath to talk, and you have to like, it's mad hard, honestly.
No, it is hard. I mean, we went to the gym together this morning, and I see how, yo, bro, it's fucking crazy, baby. You're like, honestly, you're an athlete, you're a fucking explorer, entrepreneur, but you do so many fucking things.
I'm happy I'm getting back into like a running, and thanks to you too, because like you were the one who gave me an idea of like jogging, because you know, after like I had the knee surgery and injury, I didn't know how to run again, and now I'm like getting back into it.
It's cute, babe. It's cute. You want to talk? You want? Since you brought up your knee, you want to talk about your knee story?
I mean, if you find it funny.
I thought it was disgusting.
It's like it's a weird ass shit. Like I feel like somebody just cursed me, because this shit doesn't happen every day.
No.
So I left work, and it was winter. It was 6th of December, like 3-4 days before the New Year's. And you know how here in America you guys really celebrate Christmas, but you don't really give a shit about New Year's. For us, it's the opposite way. We really celebrate New Year's. Like we prepare for this, like it's the last New Year you're gonna have in your life, and then we have our Christmas on 7th of January. So it was like literally 3-4 days before New Year's. Everybody's like fucking excited. I'm leaving work, and it's mad slippery because winter in Russia is crazy, and it's like snowing and blah blah blah. And we called a cab with my coworker, because we used to work in an airport and it was not in a city, so we had to go back. And I'm literally just opening a door and my knee twists, I don't know, some weird ass way, and my kneecaps just go backwards like that, and I felt, and I'm laying there in mad pain, but I don't understand what happened because it happened just so momentarily. I was opening the door and then boom, I'm laying down and I'm like in mad pain. I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized that I cannot get up because like my fucking kneecap is on the other side, and we had to go to the hospital instead of going home. And they
Your
put
whole knee.
my whole knee,
Your
like
knee cup.
this knee cup, yeah, it went all the way up here, like moved.
That's fucking disgusting.
It was terrible, and it was like, you know, like my hand. Remember this movie when Harry Potter broke his arm?
Oh yeah.
And it was like slipping. This is how my leg was, because there was nothing like holding it.
Fucking gross,
bro.
That's very ominous.
So the worst part is that we had to go to the hospital, to emergency room, right? And in a cab, they had to put me in a cab, like they had to like move me, and I was like screaming my lungs out because it was terrible. And then when we go in there, my kneecap started moving a little bit back, and I was like, and I see it like, you know, with like every move of a car, it just goes back there, and like it got back to the spot itself, and I was like, what the fuck? So then we got to the hospital, and I was like obviously wearing like warm ass tights because it's mad cold, like jeans, boots. I had to take it all off, and you like, bro, I was like, just cut it. I don't know. We didn't like, what would I wear to go home and stuff like that? It's mad cold, and like it was.
And you were okay? They didn't surgery or nothing like that?
No, because they also told me it was really bad, because usually if it would stay there, that means it's not movable, and a doctor had to put it back there. So that would be a good case scenario. My case scenario is that it moved back itself, which is really bad, because that means that the cup just moves itself up and down the way it wants.
Oh.
So yeah, they had to put the whole fucking cast like this up to here, from like here up to here, the whole cast, and I couldn't like obviously bend my leg or anything like that. I wasn't able to walk for 2 months, and my parents took me to their house because we used to live separated at that point already.
I'm imagining this, and it's like honestly like fucking like
it's crazy. And like we used to live separated with my parents, so my dad next day he picked me up to take me to their house, and they just took care of me like for the whole 2 months. Like every time I needed to like even like use the bathroom, like you cannot sit down, so like you have to like put your leg somehow to like even sit down, like because you guys can pee standing and we can. It was terrible. Yeah. And then eventually after 2 months they took the cast off, and I got this knee supporter, the special one. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how to, like, basically this muscles, like everything, because this leg wasn't working for 2 months. They forgot how to walk, how to everything. And when the first time I tried to step on the leg, I couldn't step on it, and I felt because my muscles were not supporting anything anymore. Oh. And I had to learn how to walk with this leg again. So they got me those, how you call them? The crutches. The crutches, yes. So I had to learn how to walk with that. And my building where we used to live I lived on the 4th floor, and there is no elevator. So I had to go up and down with those things too.
Bro, what?
Yes. Yes. And my mom was working every day, and my dad, since he's a cop, he was working a day and then 3 days off. So in those days off, he would take care of me, and he would be like forcing me to go out, because I was like, you know, when you lay down for 2 months, you get depressed, you don't really want to do things, and like it hurts as well. So he would literally force me and be like, okay, we should go to the park. You walk, and like then I started walking little by little. I learned how to walk, and then I would walk, but I would limp on this leg because I was still kind of psychologically, I think, afraid.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, who the fuck is gonna marry you if you're gonna be limping? You're 23 years old, blah blah blah, like this. God, he was like, you're a young girl, who the fuck are you? Who wants the girl who's limping and 23? You gotta start walking normally. He would like literally be straight up with me, like, fucking do that shit. You're not a pussy, come on. And like this is the way he taught me. Yeah, like this is the way he taught me that I have to start limping. And like then I would like work normally, and sometimes bug out and start limping, and then I'd be like, nah, like, and that's how now I don't. Thank God.
No, you don't. No, but you were scared to jog, but now I got you slowly.
Yes, I'm jogging, but I cannot jump. Like the more I jump, then my knee hurts. So like I get to, I can go to like those jump parks and stuff like that. I can how you call this, the in the gym when you jump with a rope.
The trampoline. You can't do trampoline. You can't do jump rope.
Yeah,
You can't do.
can't
Damn,
do
baby, yo,
stuff.
that's crazy. That's some real trauma, though. That's some fucking.
It is, yeah,
Babe,
and
you
it,
do
like
so
honestly,
fucking
it would
much,
be
honestly.
even fair if I would doing some crazy ass sport and this shit happens. But when you just live and work outside and this shit happens for
You
no
just walk.
reason, for no, and you know what they told me at work? They were like, the girls, they were like, it's because you just don't want to work on New Year's night. Because I was scheduled to work the New Year's night because we work in an airport. Airport works 24 hours,
Yeah.
right? So I had a night shift, and they were like, "Oh, it's just because you didn't want to work a night shift." I was like,
Yo, those
"Excuse
Russians
me."
bitch. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from your babe, this is a crazy podcast, bro. How long are we into this shit? How long are we into this shit? Hold on.
How long do we need to be?
I don't really care, but we're only 37 minutes in, bro. I feel like we've spoken
I'm just
about your
about
whole
so much.
fucking life, bro. Nah, I mean, I'm just good at asking questions, so whatever. You know, you've also done the podcast as well, right?
Yeah, we've
You've
done the
Turn Me On
podcast.
podcast.
We've done two. Yeah, we've done two of them. It was Russian one where we would talk about the way how we moved, because my best friend, she also moved from Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
How we moved and how is the life different and here from like life in Russia and stuff like that. That was cool. Like people would listen to us.
So what about?
but-
All right, I want to get into the dating culture. All right, because I'm sure you know
Oh.
us Americans want to know about the Russian dating culture. And shit
Yeah,
like
we
that.
had an episode about that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! All right, so let's go. Let's go. Shoot, what's the Russian dating culture like?
So back, I don't know how it is now because I'm not gonna speak up for the way it is right now in Russia, and especially like in Moscow, St.
Okay,
Petersburg,
but
and the big
back in
cities.
your day,
But back in my days,
like you're old
in
as
my
fuck.
old days, 4.5 years ago, when I still was in Russia, and let's talk about the fact that I was from kind of like a small city.
Okay.
All right. Simple things like when guys take you on a date, they obviously pay. You don't pay for yourself. If you pay for yourself, that means it's not a date. You were just friends. So like you would never expect to pay for yourself. Like you don't really make out on a first date. Like you don't have sex before you guys official. I don't know, like stuff like this, the basic things. Yeah. If a guy takes you on a date, he has to bring you flowers. If he doesn't bring you flowers, he's rude as fuck.
Go,
Stuff
all
like that.
right. Can we stop there with the whole flower thing? Because I actually saw this video. I don't know if Christian posted it up, but I saw it on somebody's story, right? Where this guy this girl, she posted a video, right? Where she
Okay.
got flowers
Okay.
from a guy.
Uh-huh.
And she thought that idea, that notion of her getting flowers was kind of half-assed. And I guess guys were kind of, and I wasn't Christian, it was somebody else. I forgot who it was, but fucking, so this girl got flowers and she thought the fact that some guy gave her flowers that she was talking to was
Mhm.
kind of half-assed. And then the meme around it was like, oh my God, like, can we not fucking do enough or whatever? And she was kind of complaining, but she was like, and this is the notion behind it. And this is, I do agree with her at the end of the day, because it was like, she was complaining about the fact that she got flowers, but then she's like, these flowers have been, like, it's cute that the guy thought about getting her flowers, but the guy didn't actually think about, oh, hey, wait, what is she going to do with those flowers? Like, you didn't get her a vase for the flowers to put water in. And then you didn't get her like the fucking, the thing to keep the flowers alive and shit like that.
Mhm.
And I remember when I got you flowers, that's the first thing I noticed, that like you were like, damn, like I don't even know what the fuck to put that shit in, and like they're just gonna die. And I'm just like, yo, like fucking buying flowers is like the worst thing.
No,
It's the worst thing to do if you don't buy a vase and like the fucking plant. The I forgot. It's like you buy like
you don't have to have this thing. Honestly,
to keep them alive.
yeah,
right?
they're gonna stay alive no matter what for a
Right.
few days.
Whatever.
But the point is that every Russian girl has a vase in her house, and not one.
You
My
don't have
mom.
no fucking vase.
I mean, here in America, but because nobody would give me a vase and I would not buy it for myself because like I didn't date anybody.
Well, so I guess she was upset, really, not so much about the vase, but it was upsetting to see that like the guy like probably did it because he thinks it would be a nice thing.
Yeah.
But he didn't put the full thought of where it would end up and what it would do. Right?
That is
you may think it's stupid. I actually thought it was actually insightful because I'm like, yo, like I never thought about it that way. And if I were to take that extra step, would you be more impressed?
Like bring me a vase and a flowers?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Exactly.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
And that's
no,
what I'm
but then
to say. Like that's my point. That's the point of.
But then like the fact is that in America, guys don't even bring girls flowers. Yeah. That's the fact. And like in Russia, it's not like that. Like for example,
so it's like in America, we don't even think about it, or you can say we don't even think about bringing flowers. But then when we do bring flowers, we half-ass the thought. But if we were to put the full thought into something, which doesn't just have to be flowers, it could be anything. As long as we put a full thought into what we're doing for someone else, right? That's much more special.
Because in Russia, it was to the point that if you do not bring flowers, then you're an asshole. So like you have to, like there were days, for example, like when my dad would not bring flowers for like International Women's Day or for like Valentine's Day for like my mom or like for me and stuff like that. And we would be there like fucking like asshole, like what's wrong with you? Like you have a family, you don't even bring us like flowers. Like
see, I hate shit like that though.
No, because because
I hate being forced to do it.
Yes, I understand the meaning behind it. Like you don't like to be forced, but like if nobody tells you about that, you're never gonna do that.
And that's the thing, is that I should want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but like if some guys probably don't even have an example, so they don't even know that this is how it should be. Yeah. Or not should even be, but this is like a way maybe to approach a girl. Because for example, I have a friend, he used to be my manager at my previous place where I used to work. He is Russian, but he lives here in America for a while already, like for like 15 years or whatever. So when he goes on a date with a girl, he brings her one flower. Just one flower, like one rose or like one tulip or whatever. And this one flower means that I like you and I want to get to know you. Like there's a whole etiquette about bringing flowers, honestly. If you know, yes.
Oh my God! All right. That's
if you get into it, so like you bring one flower. In Russia, you cannot bring 2, 4, like even number, because even number you only bring to dead people. So whenever you or somebody else brings me even amount of flowers, I have to put them in a separate vases, because for me it means I'm not dead, I'm alive. You have to bring me odd amount of flowers. Yes, it has to be 1, 3, 7. I don't know, like fucking.
So hold on, wait.
We're talking about that one rose means I want to get to know you on the first date, and then eventually, like if you really like the girl and like you want to take her on more dates, then you can bring her more flowers.
Oh, so the more flowers I bring her, the more dates I get to go on?
Not really. It's just like you can bring her flowers again if you want to, but like on the first date, not to make it look awkward, you don't have to bring like 100 fucking roses like to impress a girl. Just one flower is enough to be like, I want to get to know you, because you don't know her. What if you're not gonna like her and like you're gonna go spend a fucking $1,000 on the flowers or some shit? You know what I mean? So like just bring in one flower.
Right, what's after the flower etiquette culture? What else do you Russians have for like dating? Or what were you in your little city?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Usually you don't pay for yourself if a guy invites you on a date.
And sex is like unofficial?
Sex is only when you become official. This is the way it was. You make out, like you can make out on a first date, but usually like you better do it like on a second date, because in the first date it means like you're an easy girl and stuff like that.
How many easy girls did you know back in the day?
I mean,
why'd you make that face?
No, because I was like,
you made that like, I've known a few.
No, because I didn't really go out that much. And
did you have like prom?
We had kind of like a prom. It's because you guys have a prom like every year or something, right?
No, we have I've only had one in senior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because as we've seen in Vampire Diaries, they have a fucking prom every fucking single
Well, it's
year.
not prom. It's just like a dance.
Oh, no, we don't have that. We only have one after 9th grade and one after 11th grade. Because not everybody who finishes 9th grade goes up
Is
to 10th.
there also like
and
that
11th.
stereotype that people lose their virginities in prom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. But I didn't lose mine. You know what's funny?
What?
I never ever dated a Russian girl, a Russian guy in my life. So when I
Really?
was in Russia, I didn't date anybody.
So I'm first.
No.
Privet.
He says Russian. No.
I'm trying to think of the word. The only other one I know is a bad word.
Bad word? Which one? Suka?
Suka blanc. It means bitch, guys. It means bitch. I only know hello and bitch. That's all she taught me.
Привет, сука.
And then that viral TikTok. Ubranowski, don't need to do.
Roskonzdrav не запретил. You still pronounce this very weird.
All right.
Medium.
All right. Any questions you want to ask me? This is your time to interrogate the shit out of me, baby.
I interrogate the shit out of you every day if I want to. What the hell are you talking about?
You don't have any questions for me? Nothing? Nada?
I mean, I guess you said at the beginning when we just started the podcast that you want to talk about our relationship.
Yeah, ask me whatever you want.
So, anything in particular you want to say about our relationship? Like, is there any different of the way like you were dating girls who grew here in America?
Yeah.
And with me? Like the way I act, the way our relationship goes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I said, like I feel like just my generation, especially in Queens, New York, or whatever. I feel like even guys, just as much as girls, like we're very like entitled, and we have this false sense of like manifestation and thinking that everything is just gonna fall into place without actually doing things. And I don't really. When I listen to girls say things just as much as like when I listen to guys say things, like I don't listen to really what they're saying as much as I watch what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think, maybe that also plays a role into my poker game. But but like for dating, for me it's very big. I'm very selective, right? Into like who I see or whatever. And it's like when I see somebody that's like I feel like worth it or like valuable, like it makes me want to chase or pursue more, and like that's what I saw in you, baby. So
because you added me on Instagram long time ago, and then
all right, bro, you don't gotta fucking just like dethrone all that shit, all right? Just
no, I'm just trying to because I don't know. We never talk about the story of how we met or anything like that, right? So that's why I was asking. Like you added me a long time ago, right? And
I did. I added you on Instagram through because one of your coworkers and one of my friends, not really friends, but like cool. I'm cool with him. A guy that I went to literally fucking middle school with, bro. Like our lady, like bro, like a middle school, bro. Like literally 6th, 7th, 8th grade type shit. And I hadn't seen him for years, and I followed him on Instagram, and I saw one of his stories, and you reposted, so I followed you. And then I just hit you. I just slid in through your DMs.
Yeah, but then
I slid in through your stories, though, right? Yeah, through the stories. I think that's my go-to.
It was your go-to.
It's my go-to, and yeah, no. And then my shit was pretty much really like I just like the way you look. I definitely wanted to smash. I was just trying to do my regular shit, my regular
regular shit. You saying like you were doing it every weekend?
Yeah, no, because that was my routine. I had a routine.
Routine of fucking a girl
just
every
sliding
weekend.
in the store. Yeah, just sliding in the store. I mean, that's also how I just talk to people like that, and it's like whatever happens from there, right? And then I told the story so many times where it's like. I asked you on a date a few times, and then you would either be busy or some bullshit, regular bullshit. But you know me, I'm persistent. I work my way, I slither my way in somehow. I find a way. And, eventually I got to a point where you said yes, and then you try to back out last second, which you did. And then I just confronted you. I was just like, yo, listen, like, I'm a man of my time. I take my time seriously. I respect your time as well. And I'm like, and we set a date to go on this date. And I'm like, I would have appreciated you telling me, let me finish. I would have appreciated you telling me that you were not interested in going on this date.
Wait, no. First of all, this is not this is not a nice way you say it. Like, you know, I talk like this, first of all. And then the second, later on, you told me that you wouldn't make it yourself on that date anyways. And you were happy that I canceled.
Well, yeah, I had a few other things lined up.
Exactly.
So
well,
yeah, my thing is also, you know, it was also one of those, like, we talked about it, and then it was like, I asked you on the date, and then we had a few days in between before we got to the date. And for me, it's like, I don't really like to like do like that whole checkup and talk up and shit. Like, I'll just see like on the day of, like, if those plans are still ready.
Yeah.
So, you know, they weren't ready, and my thing was just like, yo, like, listen, like, I would have, if I felt like you were interested, like you were gonna say like, yeah, like, I'm here, ready, I would have been like, all right, I would have made my time to probably just go see you instead. But then you said no, and I was just like I don't like that shit. So I just had to say what I had to say.
Wait, but do you think it's better that eventually we just talked through the phone for a while instead of just meeting up, you know, like that?
Oh, because then COVID hit, and then I'm not gonna lie, I got really bored, so I was just talking to, like, you know,
girls, and I was one of them.
And yeah, but then you know, like, you know, we started, you know, you were uncomfortable to talk to me through the phone. You didn't want, I wanted to call you, you didn't want to call me. Essentially, you didn't want to pick up. I started calling you through the Instagram DMs, and you told me that, and I'm like, yo, listen, that's okay, I understood. And then I started sending you voice notes, so you could hear my voice, and then, you know, FaceTime. And then
it's also, I guess, because at that time I was very insecure in like my English and my accent, and I was like, oh my god, like, how am I gonna talk? What if he's not gonna understand
but
me?
I had to make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I con my way into your life, and now I'm there forever.
You wish. I'll see. I'll decide your fate later on. I don't see no forever till I see a ring on this finger, and the finger is still empty. Or which one is it supposed to be? Because there is a different finger for Russian.
I think it's this one, because I started wearing like a ring, and like my mom was like, "Oh, you're wearing a married ring."
So it's on the right.
I think so. I think it's the right. I think it's here. I think this is it. If I'm
because I know that in Russia, I guess it's on the right, and in America, it's on the left. So
maybe it's this one. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, it's different. If we go to Russia, I will have to switch it up. But I have nothing to switch up yet.
But either way, yo, listen, we talked. We had, you know, I think I got to know you better instead of just meeting you in person. And then it really just made me like think to myself, like, emotionally, like what I want and shit like that. And I think everything just worked out the way it worked out. But it really happened from also trial and error. Like, you know, I met these other girls, and just dating like what I thought other girls were. I just felt like, I feel like in New York, people are just a lot more open-minded. You know, they're a lot more like polygamous really than monogamous.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of girls don't know or are not sure of what they want. Right?
Yeah.
And not even just girls. I think guys feel that same way as well. And, you know, we go on these dates that are kind of like empty. You know, we might have like a good conversation or whatever, but there's no real emotional connection. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like talking to you, getting to know you better through just the phone, honestly, through like voice notes and then FaceTiming and shit. I feel like we just built a stronger connection. Like, we had like a good foundation. And not even just that, babe. It's like I said, like, I didn't just focus on the things you said. I really focused on the things you do. And then right after that, like, even though you were in COVID, you started hitting the gym. You started going to the gym in your own house. You started, you know, I saw how healthy you ate. I saw how organized you kept your shit, you know, and I saw that you really cared and you had a soft heart. So it's like those things to me, like, yelled something of like, yo, like, let me fucking pursue this girl. Like, let me chase this girl. And I even started telling my friends, like, yo, like, this girl's different. Like, she's not this, like, she's just not like other girls. And then they would be like, yo, you don't ever talk about girls like this. So yeah, you're special, babe.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question.
No, because I was just thinking maybe, you know, some guys could have a tip of you if they really like a girl, right? And like they don't know how to get to her and like she keeps rejecting them. This is a good way to, you know, get to know her better and let her get to know a guy better. Because sometimes girl rejects a guy not because she doesn't like a guy, just because she doesn't really know him. And she thinks, oh, like he's one of those, you know, one of those. And then when eventually the only way to actually take a girl on a date and, you know, get out.
So, but what did you like about me? What did you know? What did you know? To like, what signs did I give off?
First of all, like, I don't know, like when we started talking, right? You came up with like this game. Remember, you were like, oh, there is like 70 questions that I want to ask you, and like I'm
I
gonna
had 21 questions.
21? I think
21
it was more. And it was like, I think it was, you said like 70 or something. And me and Alana, I was like 70. He has 70 questions.
I
to
might
me.
have done it for like exaggerated, like joke, like
Oh,
comedic relief
maybe,
or some shit,
yeah.
you know,
So, anyways, so like this thing that like you, when sometimes you run out of like topics to talk about, and these are like awkward
like,
silence.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like when I said the 21, I felt like when I sent that voice note, right? Like people, like I always have to find a way to make something a little more creative. So instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, let's just play 21 questions," have you played that before? I think I said something more along the line of like, "Oh yeah, let's play 21 questions." You know, who knows? We might end up to 70, 78 questions. Who the fuck knows where these questions might go?
Oh
you
yes,
know?
maybe
Something like that. You know, because I'm giving you a little, but I'm also giving you something to look forward to. Like that was my and it made it more fun, and it didn't feel like if somebody else had used that line against, like, not line, but like a lot of people use that game. Like that's a very common American game, and it's very corny. So I was just like, let me make it like funny, like kind of funny. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, because like it's really cool that we started talking about something that you were interested at, and then you also allowed me to ask you a question back, which was really nice. And then like when you get to just like 1, 2, 3 questions, right, you already have more questions than you had, not even questions, like comments and everything. So like remember how you would send me like 10 voicemails and I would respond to you with 10 more, you know. It's not like one already. And the fact that I was able to hear your voice got me really comfortable with you, because like talking through the phone, just texting, it's cool and you might get comfortable with a person, like you joke around and shit, but then like listening to the voice, it's kind of like the person is like right with you, like on the phone, and it gets more personal, and it's already, I don't know, it's like more in your head, more in your heart, like more in your soul. Like it's more than just texting.
Like you feel like usually guys would hit you up and you would have a conversation and it would just kind of die out or fizzle out. It might start interesting and then fizzle out. So like the voice notes definitely made it feel like more like I was there without necessarily being there and putting you in your uncomfortable position. Yeah, and that was my thing. Like,
and it's also a good step before you actually start like FaceTiming or something, because sometimes like you talk to guys and then they like FaceTime you randomly, and like this never happened to me, but that happens to Alana all the time. They text, and then boom, out of nowhere, the guy starts FaceTiming her, and she throws her phone across the room, and she's like, "Never, I'm not," like she's not comfortable of picking up the phone and be there, like, "Oh hey," you know what I mean? So like you can scare a girl as well doing that.
Going from text to FaceTime
right away, it's a huge step.
And nowadays, that in the dating culture, people are doing that a lot because it does build that comfort, and you know. Girls, I think, here are a little more comfortable with that, but for the girls that aren't really used to this dating culture, I think the voice message is that good in between.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the whole
it makes
FaceTime.
You more comfortable, and then you can FaceTime, and it's easier already because you know the person's voice, and you feel more comfortable, and it's not that awkward when you talk. You know.
And now you're on a fucking podcast talking to me.
Right.
All right, babe. I think this is a good place.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of time.
This is great. This is a whole fucking hour. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to follow Maria, hey, you're gonna follow her Instagram. I'm gonna link it down below. Thank you, baby. Want to say anything to the audience?
Yes, guys. If you want a part 2, comment. I want to come back, so you should comment.
All right, guys. Peace.
Bye.